What if I told you the things you fear right now is handicapping your success? You are holding back your own potential. I grew up with this exact problem probably a good 7 years ago when I discovered that I had social anxiety. And this social anxiety held back myself in everything that I did. I struggled to speak to new people. I couldn't play sport properly when we were playing like high professional cricket or soccer or hockey. It was very tough for me to perform well in a high pressure environment because I got this intense anxiety of people watching me, and then I needed to perform as a perfectionist. And until I figured out I had social anxiety, it was all just being impacted on me. Like I couldn't even public speak, and this was affecting how much effectiveness I could have in the world. Every time I go and speak in front of a class, in front of everyone, my face would swell up. I couldn't even operate at all, and I was handicapped. As soon as I found out that I had this problem of social anxiety and this fear of other people, what they think about me, I then decided to start and fix it. And I started to go towards things that were difficult and tough, because it's the difficult things in life that really improve us and develop us and improve your quality of life. So the first thing I did, I moved to a new country, came to New Zealand from South Africa, and I moved with a family, and it was quite a daunting move, but at the end of the day, it was scary. I had to force me to get new friends, force me to get out of my comfort zone, and force me to meet new people. And following that, I then decided I'm going to join up a public speaking society, Toastmasters. And I did public speaking every single week for about a year, and then another year on top of that. And that was terrifying. I hated it. It was the first 6 months, it was terrible. Like my face would get all numb. My chest felt like it was wanting to explode. But I went there every single week, speaking in front of the crowd. Then they recommend how you can improve, what you can do better. And the real good thing with Toastmasters is it's such a inclusive environment that they're here to talk about how you improved and what you can do better. And that was a super impactful class and group of people to be around, because everyone there is here to improve their public speaking, which is not easy. And as I've slowly developed public speaking skills, I moved out into the workforce, and then I joined as a property manager. And I had a degree in property, and I said, look, I'm going to be a property manager. My boss came to me and said, Lawrence, are you good at speaking to people? And I still had a bit of social anxiety, and I said, yep, I'm good. And you kind of have to fake it a bit till you make it. And I joined as a property manager, and then I was forced to speak to more and more people, negotiating lease agreements, where I was negotiating lease agreements up to $400,000 per year. So this has increased my confidence bit by bit. Then after a year and a half in property management, I decided I read that salespeople are some of the most successful leaders and earners in the world. So I decided I'm going to become a salesperson. I'm going to make lots of money, build a company, lead, and have a great time and develop myself. And I was actually quite afraid of salespeople. I viewed salespeople as very upfront, open, energetic, and I was actually a person who was more afraid to call and speak to salespeople. And it was quite an interesting scenario where I decided I'm going to become a salesperson now. I'm going to face my fear, and I'm going to become a salesperson. I'm going to talk to people. And I joined as a person selling homes in South Auckland. First I went as a commercial salesperson with James Group Real Estate, and we sold real estate in the commercial space. And it was a bit of a failure. I couldn't sell many properties with James Group. It was through COVID, and not a lot of people were doing deals and selling property. So I actually made no money, didn't sell any property, and it sucked. But the good thing was I learned cold calling. So I sat down in front of a group of agents. Everyone was around me, and now I had to cold call random people. I got a database of 2,000 people, and I just had to call. And I would get judged and recommended on how to improve by the salespeople that are sitting there working around me. And this was direct feedback. So they said, oh, don't say this, do this. Don't say this, don't do this. And it was terrifying, because now I'm getting judged by people hearing my phone calls. I'm trying to prospect to people, and they are people that I don't know. So it's this feedback loop of anxiety. So I'm sitting there anxious, speaking to people, and people are always recommending, oh, you can do this better, you can do this better. And I'm a perfectionist. So I did round about 4,000 phone calls in about 4 months, and then we worked from home at another 4,000 calls. And I was getting up to a point, I did 100 phone calls in a day, and I was like so proud of that. 100 calls, spoke to maybe 50 people, and I booked maybe 2 appraisals. And the whole company was like, well done, Lawrence, that was the most, 100 calls, that's crazy. And I did it because I was just, if I can call the most people, I'm going to get the biggest results. So anyway, what happened with that company is the vaccination policy got quite strong, and it turns out that now suddenly I can't work there anymore. So I left the industry in terms of that, and then I joined up with as a salesperson trying to buy homes privately, do renovations, work with them and sell them. That didn't work out too well, bit of a failure over a few months. And then I joined Ray White as a salesperson in residential sales. And that was, first 5 months was terrible. I didn't sell any property. I was learning, I was practicing. It was a grind and I could not get a listing. I was losing listings. I did over 200 appraisals and I didn't have the right systems on board. But I put my phone in front of me and I was recording again and again. And it's all about that repetition. If you can record yourself, get feedback, practice again, record, get feedback, practice again. And it's just like this mass effect of trying to get better and better and better. So eventually, once I sold that first home in October 2022, I just went crazy. I just put all my money back into marketing, sold 52 homes in my first year, and then we doubled again. We went to 80 homes in the second year, round about there. But all of that wouldn't have come if I didn't practice my 8,000 calls with the other company. I didn't practice my listing presentation again and again. And all of my success has come from the tough work of probably 16 months of practice and trying to be a salesperson to that point of selling my first home. And it's these tough things that are going to develop you and get better. And the past 2-3 years, I've always focused what's tougher that I can develop myself and get better. So I've run 2 or 3 marathons. I've then decided that I'm going to run 100 kilometers in one day. And last year I ran 100 kilometers in around, I think it was 18 hours. And that started at 9 a.m., finished at 3 a.m. the next day. That was painful. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. But I learned a lot. It was manageable. I trained for it and I completed it, and it was a success at the end. So the good thing with doing tough things is after you finish the tough thing, you improve, you get better, and that's so valuable. So I ran 100 kilometers. Like the end of last year, I did solo travel around America, South America, and I've never done too much solo travel. And I decided, let's book a ticket. Let's go to South America. Let's go to Brazil. Let's go to Salvador. And you put yourself in these weird, uncomfortable situations. You don't speak English. You don't speak other languages. Half the people don't speak English. And it pushes you out that comfort zone a bit more. And once you've done something that pushes you out the comfort zone, like running this distance, I do ice baths in the morning sometimes because they're very tough. Once you've done these tough things, you realize, oh, actually I can do that. It's not too bad. And your confidence grows and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I've joined up with an MMA fight camp recently. So I've done 8 weeks of MMA fight camp, waking up 5 a.m. We do MMA for a 1 hour period. We're punching, we're fighting, we're wrestling. And I did it because I want to learn the skill of defending myself, fighting, and it's fun and it's a challenge. So I did it for the challenge. So if we were to zoom out and look at what's the essence of success? People only look at that like the slither of success, but we really need to look at what's built up to that point. How many failures, how many difficult things have you accomplished? How many tough things have you done to get to that level? Because those tough things are going to develop you. You're going to get better and stronger. And it reminds me of a quote by Alex Hormozi. He says, if you want to build a tough person who's got good patience and is a professional person and is very tough and a good business person. To get to that level, you need to be going through situations that are tough and difficult to learn humility, to learn these different skills. You learn persistence, learn not giving up. By going through these tough situations, you learn the skills to become that person. You're not just born a strong, tough salesperson who's got great skills and is patient. You're not just born with that. You have to develop it, and you develop it by working at it, going through the tough parts and developing yourself. So I'll put it on to you. Where are you going to expand your comfort zone? What are you going to do that's going to push you to the next level? What's going to get you out of that comfort zone where you're going to grow and you're going to learn? Because if you don't push your comfort zone out over the next 1 week or even today, what's going to happen tomorrow? You're going to stay in the same area. So if we can look to see where we're going to expand our comfort zone, we're going to learn, we're going to grow, and we get better. So expand the comfort zone and keep going.